Oh, can you hear me, sir? Hello? Sir, can you hear me? Sir? Our co-host மாத்துறது எப்படி பண்ணலாம்? ஒரு co-host மாத்துறது எப்படிங்க? Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I am ready.
Okay. So now we will start the program, sir.
Yes, ready.
Okay. And while you make the presentation, I will share from my end. I will share the content slowly.
Okay. Start. You can give a brief introduction about me.
Yes. You are recording start content. Very good morning to one and all who have joined in this virtual webinar on mitigating climate change impact through soil conservation using vetiver plant. Today, one of the leading environmentalist, educationist, and social reformer for that matter, Sri Dr. Ashok Kumar sir has joined us today with us. He is like the pioneer in various aspects in terms of business, in terms of social activities, in terms of education, and is a multifaceted personality who is also into saving the environment. Not now, he is doing a lot of work on preserving the environment and working on, like say, mitigating climate change for a quite long time. He is the innovator of sachet revolution in India. Many of you would be knowing about shampoos, which was sold in sachets. It was invented and it was revolutionized by him in India. And he is the trustee of CK Engineering College, Kadalur. He is also a poet and columnist, freelance journalist, and TEDx speaker. An advocate by qualification, and is a global ambassador for Ayushpati Integrative Wellness Program, a holistic wellness educator, naturopathy, and yogic science. He is the president of APUV, Asia Pacific Vegan Union, social activist, and trustee for TDX Core Tiruvannamalai, a national award winner for Best NGO 2017, a member of the India Vetiver Network, and advisor for Gandhi World Foundation. Besides, very recently he is actively involved in creating regional specific associations for common interest of the public and the environment. For example, My Pondicherry, My Tiruvannamalai, and he is also, above all, he is also launching a very useful association called First World Community, which is going to be a global business network to help business growth in Tamil Nadu and in India, and trying to link with the international business community. Particularly in this his role in environment and climate change, I wanted the participants to know his contribution in terms of particular plant variety which has a larger role to be played to preserve our environment and to mitigate climate change. It's other than vetiver, which is a Tamil name, which is quite popular known among Tamils, which has a lot of medicinal values which we know, but it also has a major role to play in our environment protection and climate change. As a member of India Vetiver Network and person who did a lot of awareness programs on the usage of vetiver, we are so fortunate today to have Dr. Ashok Kumar sir amongst us to speak on how to use vetiver to mitigate climate change impact. You all know, and to the information of Sri Ashok Kumar sir, and to the new participants who are joined online today, let me tell you, This program, this webinar is organized under the UGC University Grants Commission's STRIDE project. STRIDE, it means Scheme for Transdisciplinary Research in various domains. The Central University of Tamil Nadu applied for the project with UGC, and we are one among the few institutions who got selected for component 1 of STRIDE program, which means transdisciplinary research. Under this program, we are, we have a responsibility in 2 aspects. One is research capacity building and human resource development, which means in, this is one program which comes under human resource development, which means our target area, our focus area is to mitigate climate change. Under human resource development, we are organizing a series of lectures, series of expert addresses on climate change. Earlier, we have listened to more than 10 experts who talked on several aspects of climate change, starting from circular economy, the climate change and agriculture, and several aspects we have discussed. In that line, today, under human resource development aspect of our STRIDE program, we are going to listen to Dr. Ashok Kumar, who will be focusing on vetiver plant and climate change, how to mitigate climate change. Later, by next month, we are organizing a 10-day faculty development program, which comes under the research capacity building. So that particular part, again, we will be having, we will have an opportunity to listen to Dr. Ashok Kumar. With this brief introduction, I, on behalf of the university, on behalf of the STRIDE team of our university, faculty and students, I welcome Dr. Ashok Kumar for this webinar. And now I hand over the session to him to take it forward for next 1 hour, and closer to the end of the session, we will be having some discussions and questions if required. Now over to Dr. Ashok Kumar.
வணக்கம் எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம் எல்லா உயிர்களும் இன்புற்று வாழ்க. May all beings be happy. I first thank Dale Murugan for giving opportunity to talk on vetiver and the climate change. Climate change is very, very important topic of global interest now, because you would have heard so many across the world climate change are happening. The last one happened in months. So this is a very, very important topic, very, very interesting and also a bit scary also. The more you know, the more you are absorbed into it. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So in that context, vetiver, many of you people may not be knowing, because as I see, to many institutions and we hello, we also have our own institutions and schools and colleges. When I went there to talk about vetiver, I came to know many of them do not know what is vetiver. So this is the state of affairs in Tamil Nadu. You will be surprised to know that the origin of this plant, it is a grass. The origin of the plant is on the river banks of Kaveri. Our ancient Raja Chola, the Chola king, has made use of this particular grass in various applications, in soil erosion, in water purification, and also carbon sequestration. So for environmentally, this is the most friendliest plant in the world. So this has been discovered by the World Bank agri-scientists in 2000, and many research documents have come out on the vetiver and the environment friendly aspects of vetiver. So I'm going to take you through my presentation of how vetiver helps the environment or protects the environment. So I would like to say year 2020 was the hottest year on the records. 80% of the ocean areas experienced the heat wave. Asia and Africa witnessed heaviest rainfall. This is a vicious cycle, and it will be very scary to know by 2050 more than 30 prominent cities would be drowned underwater. It is because of the climate change. The climate change, as you all know, when the earth heats up, droughts are prolonged, and the ice melts rapidly. More water evaporates into the atmosphere, and the earth gets more than the unusual rain. Now there is more flood and extreme weather conditions. Climate change is the greatest threat to the human health. The dehydration, hypothermia, and the heat strokes. So you would have gone to some countries places like Rajasthan, where there is sunstroke is very common, and many people die of that. Wildfire, we can recently heard in Australia, the many kangaroos and the animals died in the wildfire. We also had our share in 2004, where we had the tsunami, and many villages in Nagapattinam has been washed away. So all this because of the climate change. Next slide, please. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah. So vetiver and the climate change. I think I would like to have the previous slide. Vetiver and the climate change. Next one, please.
The next one, sir. Is it okay?
Yeah. Next slide, please. Next one.
Is it okay?
So, time for us to see what is carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration is separating carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So this role is very effectively done by vetiver. Vetiver as a grass separates the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and takes the oxygen, the carbon to the roots. Through the roots, it fixes the carbon. It is a very important aspect done by vetiver. That is why they call it the wonder grass of the world, because carbon is one of the nutrients required for the soil, and oxygen is now given to the atmosphere. So the increase of carbon concentration is a major cause for the global warming. CO2, carbon dioxide. Also, the issue may be effectively addressed through carbon sequestration. A lot of the plants and trees we are thankful for them, because all these trees, they take the carbon and then take away they absorb the carbon and then give the oxygen. You would have seen the people tree. People go around the people tree where there is a lot of oxygen is there. So when they compared the study of sequestration properties of other grasses, and they found vetiver as the maximum sequestration properties, and vetiver grows in less than 18 months. For aromatic crop, it is only 8 months. It is ripe for harvest, but in better sequestration, it has got up to 18 months. So can we play the demo video with there?
I'll try, sir.
The NISTAD and the CSI, the CMAP, they came together and they did the NISTAD and CMAP. They have talked about this climate change, and also the bioengineering concepts of vetiver. The demo video is available, or
I need to check that. I need to check that.
okay, then we go later.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Can go. Next slide. So they have compared the sequestration with the lemongrass, palmarosa, and the aromatic plants. So the vetiver comes to 15 points higher than the others. Next one, please. Next slide. So riverbank erosion is one of the major soil erosion happens because of the water bodies entering, whether it is can be seashore or it can be the water, the river beds. Unfortunately, we all the Tamil Nadu rivers, we have not seen. We have seen only the drought. We have seen only the drought, and the water is not very full. That is why in West Bengal they have imported or taken a lot of vetiver grass from Tamil Nadu, and the Nadia district of West Bengal has successfully planted about 500 kilometers on both the river banks of the Hooghly River. Nadia district has been the highest planted vetiver, and my friend Dr. Babulal Mahato has got 2 national awards for riverbed restoration project. And for your information, the India Vetiver Network is headquartered in the Tamil Nadu Agri University in Coimbatore, and we have trained the Isha group, the Isha Jaggi Vasudev as the Jal Shakti. He has a river regeneration project. Our team in NAU has trained them how to plant the vetiver on the river beds. So river bed, the soil erosion can be successfully prevented by the vetiver, because the vetiver grass can hold all the minute soil particles. The binding properties are very high because of the so many silage. The roots have very fine particles, and then that is where the soil binding properties are very high in vetiver. It is called the organic glue. So West Bengal tops the list of the highest usage of vetiver, and the soil riverbed restoration project. I think vetiver's West Bengal stands the first in the order. And next slide, please. Let me go to the next one.
It's now I'm displaying Orissa, sir. Orissa.
Orissa, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll go to the next one. So there is a lot of restoration happens on the river banks. If you see, if you plant the vetiver on the edges, the ponds, the lakes, they are all can be protected from the soil erosion. This is what you are seeing in the Nadia district. Next one, please.
It's vetiver and World Bank now.
So World Bank is an organization. One Mr. Grimshaw, when he came to, he took as an agri project, the leader based in Delhi. When he visited Karnataka, then he found about the grass, and from the farmers of Karnataka, he came to know what is the quality of vetiver and how they used it, and how they were using vetiver in the drinking water, and also in the summer they use it for the thatched the roofing, like how to protect from the sun. So he came to know details about the vetiver and also the soil erosion properties, where they saw the vetiver on the field, the soil on the river, on the edges of the soil. So Then he got so curious and then he started researching. Then he came to know a lot of infrastructure projects can be developed through the natural vetiver. That's how the vetiver has been used in an extensive way for infrastructure development globally. And now today, more than 150 countries successfully use vetiver for organizing, for the structure creation and various water bodies treatment and also carbon sequestration projects. So these are some of the projects where I see the vetiver can be done for garlands and many such products can be made out of this. Can we go to the next slide, please? So you can see the technology developed by the global community for the scientists working together. This is called the vetiver grass technology, VGT, a tool for climate change adaptation and community resilience. If you see in this slide, presses and gives the total ambit or the area of vetiver, as I told you, the organic blue for sustainable development, infrastructure projects like the dams, railroads, buildings, ports, river banks, then control of sediments and water bodies, reduce infrastructure, maintenance costs, and rehabilitation. So on both sides, say like a place like Ooty or Kodaikanal, where we see a lot of landslides, vetiver can be effectively used to prevent those landslides. Protect water bodies, clean water from the polluted water, decrease, it is called phytoremediation. Vetiver is able to absorb the contaminants and also the heavy metals like the magnesium and the iron and the cadmium from the water bodies, and then it can be able to purify the water. So climate change and the natural diseases and protect the provide livelihoods for the river side communities. So a lot of women self-help groups can be, they can make use of the vetiver and make a lot of lifestyle products, which we'll be seeing shortly now. Then agricultural activity is the soil loss. If you plant vetiver, because today we use a lot of chemicals in the soil, and which in terms it can affect the soil quality. That is where we see a lot of persons like Nammalwar going back to the natural without any chemical pesticides and fertilizers. We see a surge of people, youngsters, and going towards the natural farming. Vetiver in turn can do its part by regenerating, can absorb or regenerate the soil by this carbon fixing properties. So it is ideal for a farmer to use vetiver as a crop to regenerate the soil. Soil loss can be prevented, increase the soil productivity, agroforestry and reforestation, improve the small scale and commercial farming, sustain hill slopes of agriculture, and protect agricultural lands. These are the things vetiver can do. It can protect the soil, it can protect the water bodies, it can protect the air. So that is why. So the World Bank scientists have brought nearly 2,000 research papers on vetiver. They call this as the wonder grass of the world. We'll go to the next slide, please. vetiver revolution in Cuddalore, as I would like to say that Cuddalore is my hometown. Can I also talk in Tamil or it's only?
Yeah. You better to proceed in English because with a few explanations in Tamil, that's okay because participants are from different places.
Most of them are from the different backgrounds.
Yes.
Okay. So vetiver revolution, it has created a revolution in Cuddalore because I hail from Cuddalore and we have education institutions, and also if you see our family has been in the cosmetic business, and for vetiver hair care products, vetiver plays a very big role in hair care. So we have an industry for hair care like the velvet shampoos and the chick shampoos, where we use vetiver for strengthening the hair. So for that, the many farmers in Cuddalore asked to grow vetiver, and we bought vetiver from them. And the prominent one is the Mira Shikakai, where the hair care is given a big scope through the vetiver. And we can also see a lot of women folks using vetiver in the bottles, and they pour hair oil, that's coconut oil, to the vetiver, so that it roots of the hair is strengthened by the vetiver. Vetiver has now, as a social entrepreneurship, has been initiated by me. Some of the college students, if you see in Tamil Nadu, there are more than 600 engineering colleges, and nearly 2 million um, graduates, engineering graduates, do not have a job. So in that context, I encouraged some of the students of my college, that is CK Engineering College, to take up vetiver as a farming activity. Thereby, we can create vetipreneurs. That is agriculture, and we call entrepreneurs. We marry these words and call it as vetipreneurs. Similarly, vetiver and entrepreneurs, I coined the word vetipreneurs. So there are about 10 people who are actively engaged in the vetiver project, and they have some of them have their own farms. Others, they buy from the individual farmers, and then they can they are supplying or trading with the Bombay organization. One of them is Ilam Inbarasan, who is a prominent leader in the vetiver from our CK college, and he supplies large tons of vetiver to a Bombay company whose plant is in Mangalore. Vetiver aromatic oil is globally popular, and France is a major country using vetiver for aroma oil. Many leading brands like Christian Dior or Shiseido or many companies use vetiver fragrance as a perfume fixative. So it has got a huge application in the aroma industry, and also in Ayurveda it is a medicine. So please go to the next slide, please. So Aroma Mission India is started about 3 years back by Modi ji, our Honorable Prime Minister, where CMAP and CSIR celebrated the 75th anniversary, and they wanted to showcase the native herbal treasures of India to the world. One of the aromatic, when it came to aromatic ingredients, Cuddalore has been chosen as in the Aroma Mission project as the vetiver hub of India, and like that the manjal, the turmeric gone to Orissa. So many such 5 crops are being selected, and each state has been given to represent the Aroma Mission India. In that context, you can see in the picture the CMAP Bangalore is there, and CMAP has been the central is for the medicinal and aromatic plant. Central Institute for Medicinal and Aromatic Plant has got the headquarters in Lucknow, and they are actively supporting the growth or propagating the vetiver. So, next slide, please. So there is a lot of activity in across the globe. Nearly 150 countries are patronizing vetiver for various environmental reasons. And also, Vetiver International Conference is conducted by the team of the Vetiver Network International, popularly known as TVNI. So they conduct annual conferences. Thailand is one country which is due for the next Vetiver International. So they are very well the king of Thailand, who passed away about 2 years back, almost declared Thailand as the vetiver as the national crop of Thailand. So you can see so much of vetiver is grown across Thailand, and also they have a very highly evolved system. They have a tracking system. High tech technology is also used in the vetiver farming. Now they also use drone technology. The mapping and tracking systems are used, and we will be able to through our TVNI association and network exchange students who are interested to present the projects or papers in the Vetiver conference. And also through Tamil Nadu Agri University, the India Vetiver Network proposes to have a 6 months certificate course on vetiver, because vetiver offers so much of opportunity in the environment and agriculture, and Ayurveda, cosmetics and perfumery, aromatherapy. We feel there is a lot of enterprise and entrepreneurship can be developed through a certificate course. And we would like to also, we are in the process of taking the support of NS National Skill Development, and with that support we will be able to give a certificate course for vetiver. It can be online and offline. The next slide, please. So these are some of the international brands that was internationally recognized, globally prominent which use the vetiver in their aroma. The global vetiver oil market is now more than 400 tons. I am asking the farmers to say, but it can dramatically grow to 3 times or 4 times higher, because the awareness is not there for vetiver. Unfortunately, though vetiver is grown in India, people are not giving this kind of recognition what the foreign brands, and because if I go to a French man, if I say vetiver, immediately he will know it is connects to the aroma. So whereas in Tamil Nadu, if I talk about vetiver, the younger generation do not know about vetiver. So we see there is a lot of potential to use vetiver. In the older days, the vetiver is used for purification of water. You would have seen our grandfathers has used vetiver roots in the clay pots, and then they drink that water. Today we all use the vetiver water. I mean, we use water in mineral water. Mineral water is totally demineralized, and we drink that water. The packaged water doesn't have contain any minerals. So vetiver gives a detoxifying property to the water, and thereby our ancestors and their forefathers lived healthy. Today the corona is a big boon for vetiver water. If we drink the vetiver water, there will be a lot of immune booster. Vetiver water is a immune booster. There could be a $1 billion opportunity on vetiver. And there is an international brand very keen. I'm in discussion with them how the technology of vetiver water can be taken globally. We see in the Himalayan water, the still water priced at 100 rupees, 150 rupees Evian water. So tomorrow the war is going to be for water, and drinking water is going to be very scarce. So in that context, vetiver water is going to be a boon for the international community. Next slide, please. So apart from there are so many products like a bath scrub, garlands, vetiver yoga mat. Yoga itself is today as a very booming market, and vetiver has got a unique property. It works on the mind. It is an excellent aroma therapy. It can calm the mind. The Niemann's has also done research on the mitigating the calmness effect of measuring the property of vetiver, which can give the mind calmness. As vetiver pillows can give you a good sleep, the vetiver bed can also be very soothing for the mind and the breath. It has got a very unique odor of woody earthy note, which calms down the mind. So a lot of research has been taken, and today the COVID situation, they have come out with a vetiver bags and cosmetics, and so many products. And also during the summer, we can use vetiver mats to protect the heat of the sun. So vetiver blinds are very popular in the olden days. After the advent of air conditioners and refrigerators, vetiver lost its prominence. It is time we all connect back to the roots and revive our ancient wisdom, so that in the COVID times, the vetiver can play a very important role in raising the immune power of the body. So recently we launched a Tamil book on vetiver. Mr. Panjavarnam has authored this book. He has been the first municipal commissioner of Panruti to implement the e-governance. Oxford University came to his house to research to how he was able to make the e-governance from a small town in Panruti. So I think Panjavarnam requires a huge applause for doing the e-governance, first e-governance throughout the state of India. He is the first man. The Oxford University came to interview him, how he did this project of e-governance. Next slide. So this is Inbarasan of Greenway Agrotech. I think next slide, please. Inbarasan, who's I'm proud to say he's our next slide. Please go to the next slide. He's the vetiver leader from Kadalur, leading the social entrepreneurship We are in the process of forming a society where we are envisaging vetiver as a big movement in South Arcot, like the Amul, how it has made an impact as a white revolution. We are, go back to the next slide, please. Barasan.
Yeah, Inbarasan, sir. Now it is Inbarasan.
Inbarasan is he is leading the social entrepreneurship project in Kadalur, and we are forming the agricultural society where with the form of Amul, we want to see many farmers get benefited. We give them the seedlings and we give them the buyback arrangement. So this is what we are trying to do as a social entrepreneurship and make it a big movement in Tamil Nadu and later on into India and bring a lot of to our advantage. There are a lot of global experts on climate change, on various aspects of farming, high-tech farming. Across the world, many people are ready to come and support our faculty as well as the students in guiding them into the enormous potential available in vetiver. And I'm very happy and offer the we'll be happy to associate with the Central University of your university also to take this project on research as well as many we can associate with your faculty in taking this vetiver. Next slide, please.
Next is the last slide, I think.
So, as I told you, there are three things which gave a Tamilian can be proud of. Yoga, the Veda is well researched in many of the Western countries. Still, India is seen with a lot of respect because of our yogic connection. And India is seen as a mystic land. Not only one Mahatma, there are so many Mahatmas lived in this sacred land. And for that, India is seeing the yoga. We are seeing a lot of technology boom. Most of them came from Tamil Nadu, and you can say one Sundar Pichai is there, and so many people from Tamil Nadu occupy very prominent positions globally.
Sir, your video is not visible now.
Which one?
Yeah, you can continue, sir. Continue, sir.
Yeah. So yoga and also the Buddhism. Buddha came from Tamil Nadu and went into Southeast Asia and global countries. Buddhism became popular outside India. So these are all great gifts. Yoga, Buddha, all great gifts from Tamil Nadu or from India to the world. In that context, I would say vetiver is another gift to the world from the Tamilians because the Vetivera zizaniodus, the botanical name, is derived from Tamil, the Tamil வேர். தமிழனுக்கும் தமிழுக்கும் பெருமை சேர்க்கக்கூடிய வேர் வெட்டிவேர். இது உலகின் கொடையாக நாம் பார்க்கலாம். So the vetiver is a boon to the international community, and the World Bank has embraced vetiver for its exceptional properties on climate change. So I feel that climate change is a threat, but we have got a very big weapon in vetiver. Vetiver can be a big an asset, can be seen to the threat of the global threat to the mitigation of you can see there is a threat of the global warming, and then also there is the global becoming of the climate change. So vetiver can be seen as a savior from these greater calamities. So I thank our Dr. Vel Murugan for giving an opportunity to share my experiences on vetiver, and I hope we will be able to take it forward into a meaningful relationship with the vetipreneurs. I feel more vetipreneurs can be created from the central universities of Tiruvarur, and also there is a lot of scope for the faculty members to become specialists in environmentalists, and also becoming more scientists can be also patronized by the global fraternity of the TVNI. So with these words, I hand over to Dr. Vel Murugan, and I am very open to any questions or any doubts. I am here to answer you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful address.
Yeah.
Now, I have some few questions from my side to be clarified by you.
Yes, welcome.
Sir, you are talking about the World Bank project and the World Bank backed assistance for spreading awareness on vetiver.
Yes.
What can, in what way a university can take up this activity to get the support of World Bank or any other national and international body, so that we could do some play an active role in spreading the awareness. It's not only awareness, like some constructive work in
take up the soil erosion is a major problem. So at least the coastal part of Tamil Nadu, where the Tanjavur, the Kadalur, all these places, you would have seen Kadalur has got a mangrove forest which prevented tsunami. Otherwise, the effect or impact of tsunami would have been greater if this mangrove forests were not there. Along the mangrove forest, as a second layer, as a protective layer, vetiver can be grown along the sea coast, so that it is a second barrier of the sea water inundating the mass. So, but anyway, we cannot prevent in a lab if it comes in a big way like a tsunami. But as a protective measure, we can have this projects. Vetiver can, the World Bank can support these kind of large projects where naturally the layers can be laid along the sea coast or the river banks. There is
sir, your video is not visible, maybe due to some connectivity issues.
video.
Yeah, now it's okay. Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay. So there is a large scope of World Bank coming in and assisting some projects like smart cities. Smart cities use vetiver for carbon sequestration and also clean air. A place like Delhi, where we need a clean air, vetiver can be grown in a big way, and then we can get the carbon sequestration happening there. So I think we will be able to bring more experts to your university, and university can take part in discussions, and you can also send your faculty to the international conference for presenting papers, and you can also take and do a study to the Nadia district in West Bengal, where they have planted about 500 kilometers. Stephen Institute of Technology, one of the leading innovative institute and a college in US, has done a lot of case studies on the impact of vetiver in the West Bengal on the banks of the Hooghly River. So I think that there is a lot of environmentalist people who are very passionate about the environment can take up, and we will be able to guide your faculty, and we can take it forward. So I have a good connection with the international fraternity. So we can have a Zoom meet, or a next Zoom meet, we can take it forward for a meaningful development. And also we can, somebody wants to become environmental specialist or consultants, or become scientists, or who want to become entrepreneurs, we will be able to guide them.
Okay, sir. You said you are playing a leading role in India Vetiver Network.
Yeah.
In what way it can be, like say, is there any such subgroups in district-wise, like Nagapattinam district, Tiruvallur district, Delta districts for that matter?
That's a good leading question from you. Tamil Nadu Agri University is the nodal agency for India Vetiver Network. We have Agri Business Division, so a lot of business ideas on vetiver can be developed. If we don't have an individual district-wise agency for the vetiver, but it's a good suggestion with Tiruvallur Central University. We can have a network associated with you for the district of Nagapattinam, which we can facilitate. I will be able to bring some experts from Nagapattinam and connect with you, so that we can have a meaningful discussion with India Vetiver Network and district of Tiruvallur, Nagapattinam we can have. Because effectively being a coastal town, it is also prone for a lot of calamities. I see good scope for vetiver being. The last Gaja Puyal also I visited Nagapattinam, where we can transform, I see a lot of the tobacco being grown in the Vedavati people. We can effectively convert these tobacco growers into vetiver growers, give them a livelihood support of making various products, and if possible, put a small aromatic extraction project, and we can create 1 or 2 entrepreneurs from Tiruvallur district. These are all efforts which we can develop, and we can conduct with the Tiruvallur University the Vetipreneur course, 6 months course, and also 1 year course can also be developed. I feel a lot of meaningful discussions and also partnerships.
Again, some network issues, sir. I think we have to check. Okay, now it's okay. Now it's okay. Now it's okay. And what I understand from like the discussion, 2 things we can start with your support and with your guidance. One is with the support of TNIU, with the support of let's say Vetiver India Foundation, Central Ministry of Tamil Nadu can take an initiative to write to World Bank and so to write for some projects which can be meaningfully implemented to mitigate climate change in Tamil Nadu, particularly in coastal districts like in Tiruvallur, Nagapattinam.
Yes.
And as continuation of this discussion, 2 things can happen with your assistance. Next month, in April, in the month of April, we are planning for a 10 days faculty development program. Each day there will be 2, like say, special address, one in the forenoon and one in the afternoon. So
Okay.
we are planning for 20 special addresses in 10 days on climate change, any aspect on climate change. So I want your
Okay.
support. I want your support of yourself as well as few experts on climate change who you can refer to
Yeah.
us for like including in the special address.
I will also bring
Yeah.
few more experts
Yes.
with
Yeah.
climate change.
Yeah. It's going to be yeah. It's
There will be a panel of members
yeah.
who can support your or address your faculty.
Yeah, see, it's going to be the next FDP Faculty Development Program is a certificate program. Participants will be teachers and research scholars throughout the country. Will be around 100 150 participants, 200 participants. I want you to give some 4 or 5 leading experts in climate change who can talk on climate change.
Definitely, I will be
Okay.
able to help.
Yes, sir. Including yourself. And as a continuation of this activity,
Yeah.
shall I arrange a one-day program? It's not just one-day program for Thiruvarur farmers. We will invite some farmers in Thiruvarur Nagapattinam. It's not virtual. It is offline. They will come to the campus. We will train them on the importance of. We will create awareness on the importance of vetiver, how it can be useful for carbon sequestration, like say soil conservation, and how it can be converted into farmers can be converted into veteripreneurs for that matter. So
Okay, you
yeah.
you may fix the date sometime after these elections.
Shall I make it yeah, by second week of May? May will be fine. Is it okay in May?
Third week of May is okay.
Okay.
You can plan a date, so I can visit. I can also bring some TNAU people.
Yeah. Yesterday, Dr. Shivakumar, Professor Shivakumar from TNU was here. Agri-Business Development.
Okay.
I don't know whether he is connected with vetiver.
He's aware of it, but not actively
Okay.
involved.
He was here for CUTN for different purpose, but like the
Dr.
good news.
Raja is
Okay.
actively involved in the project.
Okay, sir, very good.
And our Vice Chancellor is very keen to have conduct a conference on vetiver. We conducted the first one with some foreign participants. The TVNI technical director visited TNAU, and the second conference is due in TNAU. I think probably some of the scientists or some of your faculty members can visit our conference.
Oh, sure, sir. Sure.
Yeah.
We will work on it, sir. We will work on it.
Yeah.
So these are the few aspects which I wanted to discuss with you, and definitely kindly keep supporting our initiative on mitigating climate change,
Yes.
whatever possible. Yes.
Any other question from the participants?
I'll check the chat box with the questions. Yeah, is there questions for the participants? You can use the chat box. As participants have praised, they have sent messages praising your presentation. Let's say. So actually, there is no questions from participation, but they are thanking you for making the presentation.
Let's see, 26 participants.
Yeah. So. So from we will wind up the session, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation and making your presentation on soil conservation through vetiver plant. Definitely, this is a very maybe a small initiative today, I promise you that it will be taken it in a very big way with your support from Sai Center University of Tamil Nadu.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
For Vetiver, for I see for Tiruvarur and the Nagapattinam district, a lot of things can be done through this meeting. I think
Yes, sir.
we connect Tiruvarur to the world, especially on the climate change. We will
Definitely.
be opening many eyes. So I think this is a good opportunity for me also.
Yes.
So we will share some of these experts talk to our TVNI group.
And as early as possible, if you could help us with a few experts on climate change, different domains, that will be more helpful for us. Because the faculty development program we are planning in the second week of April, as early as possible, if you could able to give the expert's name and contact details, we will write to them and finalize the programs. Hello? Can you hear me, sir? Hello? Hello? Plus Hello? Sir, I was mentioning that we identifying the experts as early as possible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.